Thursday, May 1st, latest news. Get it here. Bosses say no. Metal trades workers on strike for 8-hour day. All the big firms shut down. Latest news.
Have you heard? The metal trade strike has started. All the metal workers in the city have gone out. Dick just got home from a big meeting they had this afternoon.
Really? Oh, Eleanor, I was hoping you wouldn't come to this. I don't know how we'll manage if this strike goes on. The cost of everything just keeps going up, and it's so hard to stretch Lester's paycheck.
Ethel, don't you think our husbands have been pushed around by their bosses for long enough? What was this war for democracy all about if we can't have a little democracy here at home? Those bosses are acting like little Kaisers. We women have had a hard time too, keeping our homes together in face of all the profiteering. It's time for the working class to stand up for itself.
Louder!
It's time for the working class to stand up! We don't want to go back to the way it was before the war.
I know, but
Listen, that's why our boys are asking for the 8-hour day. They think we should all be better off. I'd be happy to have Dick home a bit more to help out a bit and get to know the kids a bit better. And don't worry, they're asking for wage increases to make up for the hours they'll lose.
I don't know. We don't get no 8-hour a day. Lester will be just sitting around more often, expecting me to wait on him. And I'll still be working 16 hours a day, looking after the kids, cooking and cleaning and taking care of things. A woman's work is never done.
Don't you have to get going somewhere?
And that's why I've got to get moving. Have to get groceries for dinner. God knows how I'll pay for them if this goes on.
Oh, Ethel. Don't worry. We're all in this together. We'll help each other out.
Oh, Isabel Martin, excuse me, sir. I'm with the Star. Aren't you James Merrick, the spokesman for all the bosses?
Yes, I'm secretary of the Toronto Employers Association.
Mr. Merrick, what can you tell us about the metal workers' strike?
Well, I can tell you the number of workers on strike has been wildly exaggerated. We know of lots of men who are on the job or ready to return to work if their unions weren't intimidating them into staying out.
Are the employers willing to consider the 8-hour day?
The demands behind this strike are completely unreasonable. We cannot introduce a shorter working day in this city without running the risk of serious competition from companies with longer hours. Toronto's businessmen are struggling to create a stronger economy again now that the war is over. We can't do that if we are tied down by what these union hotheads are proposing. There is far too much socialism behind all these demands. You can quote me on that. Good day.
Tuesday, May 13th. Latest news. Get it here. Metal trade strikers still out. Bosses still won't talk. Latest news.
Well,
Willie Robin. Hello, Willie. Bill and I were just talking about the Labor Council meeting tonight, the special meeting to talk about the general strike. You can help us. Well, here's how it's going to happen. I, as president of the Labor Council, am going to chair the meeting, and Bill here is going to stand up and announce that we strongly recommend that we send a strong message to the bosses to get back to the bargaining table. That's what we're going to do, right? And you, Billy, you can speak up and support it.
That should keep those radical, nonsensical people from the metal trades under control. My God, you know what they're talking about? They want us to go out on strike? Can you imagine the chaos that would create?
Yes, we as union leaders have a lot at stake here.
Oh, yeah.
got to stop this metal worker strike from blowing up into something more dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Our well-established unions are at risk. Headquarters in the States are worried they're not going to get the dues that we send them. And don't forget that as full-time union staff, our jobs are on the line if this gets out of control.
Yeah, and shake up all our good bargaining relations with the bosses. My boys down at the transit union are dead set against anything that would rock the boat. And with my position on the Board of Control, I'll make sure that the politicians show no sympathy. And it's nice to have friends of the Conservative Party.
You know, I think we can keep this meeting under control and take care of those rabble-rousers. Meantime, you know what? Well, I hear the Rose Cafe has some excellent pork chops. Let's go.
Brother Brown, Brother Duggan, brothers.
Tell you, John, oh boy, I don't trust those three as far as I can throw them. They got something to them. Probably plotting to block our motion tomorrow meeting. We've got to get Trades and Labor Council to support our fight for the 8-hour day. But you know what's more important? We've got to make sure that we can get everybody out in a massive solidarity strike if the bosses continue to stonewall us.
That's right, Dick. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of support for a general strike. We carpenters are behind it, and I think most of the building trades league will go along too. You know, I think O'Leary and Heavey and the rest of those lily-livered bureaucrats, you know, they're in for a rude awakening, Dick, let me tell you. Anyway, let's go talk to some more delegates before the meeting starts.
So Bert, did you apply for that job in Parkdale?
There were dozens of men lined up, and they weren't giving any of us returning vets any preference.
Hello, Rose. How you doing?
Dick Brown, I haven't seen you in a dog's age. I'm doing okay, thanks. Taking in laundry to wash. Makes up for what Fred used to send us home before he died over there in Flanders. You know, I've seen you a lot in the papers recently. You know, you've been busy. You've got a new position, haven't you?
Well, I don't know. It's not as important as you seem to think it is. I wish the metal trades bosses were as impressed as you are. But I'm the president of the Metal Trades Council.
And what's that?
Well, last January we united all 12 unions in the metal crafts industries into one bargaining council. Then, when we notified the bosses that we wanted to negotiate with them through the council and not as 12 separate unions, they told us to take a hike, so we're on strike.
You think you'll win?
Dick, this is my brother, Bert, Dick.
Pleased to meet you, Bert. Well, I just came from a meeting of the Trades and Labor Council where I passed a motion to get the council to back our demand for the 8-hour day, and by organizing a comprehensive citywide work stoppage.
Did they agree?
Well, there was a lot of discussion back and forth, you know, but most of the delegates agreed, and they're going to form a council, like a convention, general strike convention, to hold a vote of all the unions in the city.
Listen, mister, I just got back from 3 years of fighting overseas and watching my comrades getting gunned down. It was sickening, only to come back and find a bunch of foreigners taking all the good jobs, and a nest of profiteers just sucking the life out of everyone. I can't even find a job. What's your strike gonna do for me?
Look, I understand, brother. And you're right. You know, while everybody was away fighting in the trenches and getting killed, you know, a lot of rotten things were happening here. in this city. But we've got to think of a better way and a better future for all of us together. And that means everybody. Immigrants or native born, black or white, united in one, around one common cause. If the metal workers win the 8-hour day, then eventually all of us will get it. We'll all get more rest from the killing speed up in the factories. There'll be more jobs to go around for guys like you looking for work. Believe me, it's reform that we really need to demand, and we can win in this new world after the war. Oh gosh, I've got a meeting to get to. Look, good luck. You take good care of yourself, bro.
That is not a struggle for people like us from other countries.
They treat us like a dirt. They don't even want us in their country.
Those veterans have been attacking people like us. A few months ago, they tore apart all the Greek cafes all over downtown.
And the government has been hunting down any immigrant they think is a radical. You know what they did? And they picked up my cousin the other day just for handing out leaflets. Oh, no general strike is going to change all of that. Only a socialist revolution like they have over there in Russia. Yeah.
Thursday, May 15th. Latest news. Winnipeg workers on strike. Entire city is shut down. 30,000 workers out. Latest news, read all about it.
8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will.
8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will.
I want to help. I just want to get you and your employers talking together again. Oh, come on! We can work on this dispute. We just need calm heads to talk this through. Why? We don't want this blowing up into something dangerous, do we? Mr. Brown, can we talk?
We can always talk, Mr. Church, but the bosses have slammed the door in our faces. We are determined to get the 8-hour day for all metal workers, and we want the bosses to bargain with us through our council. Now, is that a lot to ask?
Well, no. And you know that I always have the best interests of the working man at heart. But couldn't you just slow down a little with your goals? Oh, I'll talk to Mr. Merrick. Oh. Mr. Merrick, as you know, there is no other politician in this city who supports business more than I do. But couldn't you just see your way to sitting down and talking with the men on strike?
Never.
Mr. Merrick, this isn't getting us anywhere.
These men can speak to us through their respective craft unions, but never all together in one organization. No one big union. We'll never settle for that. And there is absolutely no question of us destroying our competitiveness by shortening the working day.
Oh! Mr. Brown, couldn't you just go back to your old-fashioned way of bargaining through individual unions?
Never.
Oh! Mr. Merrick?
Never.
Gentlemen?
Never.
know what to do. Get me Prime Minister Borden in Ottawa, please. Robert, it's Tommy Church here in Toronto. Listen, you've got to help me stop a general strike happening here, like the one they have in Winnipeg. Yes? Yes? Oh, I'll send them up on the train immediately. Thank you. Goodbye. Mr. Brown? Mr. Merrick? The Prime Minister wants to see a delegation of all of you in Ottawa. Immediately. I'll come too. Let's get going! The train is waiting!
Tuesday, May 20th, latest news. Students at Humberside Collegiate on strike for a shorter day. They want a shorter lunch hour so they can leave at 2:30. Also, Lord Baden-Powell offers his scouts as strikebreakers for a general strike. Latest news! Latest news! Toronto Union's ready for a general strike. Big convention to vote. 200 delegates, 105 unions, from over 30,000 union workers. Read all about it. Latest news.
Order! This general strike convention has gone on for too many hours now. Is there any final speakers before we count the strike vote ballots? The chair recognizes the Garment Workers Union.
We women in the garment trade are totally behind metal workers. Yeah! For all workers, men and women.
We'll have one final speaker. Chair recognizes the electrical worker delegation.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here representing all the women who operate all of your telephones. We haven't been organized for very long and we're not really in a position to go out on strike quite yet, but we strongly support your demands for an 8-hour day, just like our sisters in Winnipeg.
Well, the votes have been counted, and I can now report that delegates cast under 10,000 votes in favor of a general strike. And over 5,000 votes against. And there were 15,550 abstentions from voting. More than half the votes were abstentions. Well, what should we make of that? I guess we'll leave that up to the committee of 15 that you just elected to oversee the strike preparation.
President!
Chair recognizes Brother Brown, who's just back from Ottawa, where he was meeting with our esteemed Prime Minister, Robert Laird Borden.
Brothers and sisters, our meeting with the Prime Minister was a complete waste of time. 27 of us went up to Ottawa, workers and bosses. The meeting lasted for hours. The Labour side put it to Mr. Borden that he could cut through this complete bollocks with a law, an 8-hour law for all working people in this country. But he refused. He refused. He said it was up to the provinces. The bosses have offered us nothing but a 48-hour week, and they continue to refuse to bargain with our Metal Trades Council. Oh, they even tried to get us to refer the whole 8-hour issue to arbitration. We can't do that. We have no choice. The general strike must go ahead. We are now clearly in a battle for the rights of working people.
Friday, May 30th. Latest news. General strike starts at 10 a.m. today. Carpenters and garment workers join in. Streetcar men, city workers, and printers still at work. Most workers still on the job today. Citizens Committee formed to help keep order. Read all about it. Latest news.
Oh, Mr. Brown, what can you tell me about the general strike? The workers still seem to be at work.
Well, the metal trades workers are all out. Massey Harris is shut down as tight as a drum. All 2,000 of the garment workers union are on strike. You take a walk up and down Spadina Avenue today, you'll see picket signs everywhere. And the 3,000 strong Brotherhood of Carpenters, in which my young friend here, Mr. Duggett, John Duggett, is a stalwart leader, they're out in the bricks.
That's right. As Dick says, we carpenters are out, and most building sites are closed. The other trades can't get much done if we're not working. The general laborers and plumbers, they've also joined the general strike. And we hear the shipbuilders will be out any day now. We carpenters have the 8-hour day, and we believe strongly that every worker should have it.
This does not look like what's happening in Winnipeg. Lots of unions here are not participating. The men working for the city, the packing house workers, the street railway men, and lots more.
Yes, but a lot of them are still having meetings. We fully expect next week to see much more participation in our strike. It will grow.
I'm worried, Dick. That reporter's right. Too many unions are still sitting on the sidelines. The internationals have them worried about breaking contracts with their bosses. Even the packing house workers don't want to risk their new agreement. And their leaders are a radical bunch, Dick.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not even the worst of it. The spineless dogs in the street railway union, Willie Robbins and them, they're trying to get all the municipal unions together into one council. The cops, the firefighters, the civic employees, the lot of them. And you know what they're promising to do? Stick to peaceful methods to accomplish their goals. Dick, they're trying to sabotage us.
Look, John, I hear you. But it's only Friday. We have the convention tomorrow. So let's hang in there and see what works out until Monday, right?
Monday, June 2nd. Latest news. 4th day of general strike. Strike committee says 17,000 out. No public service unions out. No new unions joining in. Metal trades asked to end general strike.
Oh, that's it.
Read all about it. Latest
That's it. I'm not
news.
having anything more to do with this general strike convention that's fallen into the hands of the radicals. And they don't have any respect for our international labor organization. Why, what they're saying about Sam Gompers and the AFL, it's shocking.
So true! Have you heard them talking about a one big union like they have out there in the West?
This general strike is going nowhere, and that's a good thing. I don't trust this committee of 15 that's running the strike. That's not what we do it in the labor movement. Time to get back to the straight and narrow.
Right.
You know what we need?
What do we need?
I always thought we needed a conservative labor newspaper to drown out all this socialist babble.
You know, funny you should say that, Art. I've been thinking about the very same thing. Yeah, I've got a friend who's been talking quietly with some of the business people in the metal trades for some funding. We're gonna have our own newspaper. You know what we're gonna call it? We're gonna call it the Labor Leader.
Yeah.
We don't want any of that stupid stuff that's happening over there in Winnipeg. Here, no way.
Good work, brother!
Oh, yeah.
Here's the safe and sane unionism. Yes. And I smell the smoke of those pork chops down at the road cafe. We're going now.
Tuesday, June 3rd. Latest news. General strike over in Toronto. Read all about it. Read all about still on in Winnipeg. Veterans march in support of strikers there in Winnipeg. Read all about it.
Yeah, you're not looking happy. What's happened with your big strike?
Strike is over, Rose.
What?
We met this morning and decided we just couldn't keep it going, so we had to officially call it off.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like the metal trades workers are going to have to soldier on alone.
That's a shame, Mr. Brown. You know, I went to one of those rallies that your boys organized down at Queen's Park a couple of weeks ago. There were a lot of us veterans there, and I realized that you're right. We all have a stake in building a better world, and the 8-hour day is an important first step.
Yes, Mr. Brown, I think like that too now. I talked to that guy, the one that works at the Clothing Workers Union. He's born in Russia. He tells us why we must all stand together, like in Winnipeg. He says that all workers of the world must unite. I listen more now.
Oh, dear Ellie, that strike is over.
Oh, no.
Yes, I guess all of our dreams are dashed.
Oh, Dick, don't ever say that. Look around. More workers are organized in this city than ever before. Women and men, immigrant and native-born, black and white. And more of them are listening to leaders like you and thinking hard about how this ugly, nasty world has to be changed. There's a new day dawning.
She's right, Mr. Brown.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes, and I learned a new song from Italy. And my cousin Luigi, and you sing, and on your program you sing too.
Bandiera rossa, bandiera rossa, Avanti popolo, bandiera rossa, trionferà. Bandiera rossa, trionferà, bandiera rossa, trionferà, bandiera rossa, trionferà, e viva il socialismo e la libertà.
Thank you so much to the Toronto Workers' History Project for a great performance. I want to thank the Toronto Workers' History Project for reminding us that while Canada's most famous strike was happening in Winnipeg, there were very significant labor actions taking place across the country, both in solidarity with Winnipeg and as standalone actions for the rights of working people who come to Canada from all over the world.